Let me start with a stat that is quietly changing the housing market, and absolutely no one is talking about it. Right now, more homeowners have a mortgage rate above 6% than those that have a mortgage rate under 3%. And while that might not sound very dramatic, that's one of those stats that's only obvious after the home market has already shifted. And if you're a homeowner, a buyer, a seller, or an investor, especially right here in Southwest Florida, that statistic is going to be more important than any of the headlines you're seeing right now.
Okay, let's go.
If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniel Abreu, and I'm a luxury real estate advisor based out of Southwest Florida. And this channel, its main focus is to provide market clarity for those who are looking to make a move right now. So today, what I really want to break down for you is exactly what does this mortgage milestone mean? Why the so-called rate lock-in era is starting to crack? And how this changes the strategy for buyers and sellers heading into 2026. And let me tell you right now that this is not about predicting mortgage rates or anything for the rest of the year. What this is going to be about is understanding behavior and providing some clarity. The housing market doesn't change when the headlines start screaming. The housing market only changes when the behavior of the buyers and sellers starts to shift. For nearly 4 years now, the housing market has been essentially frozen due to one main factor: ultra-low mortgage rates. Millions of homeowners locked in rates under 3% during the pandemic. And because they were locked into those rates, moving felt like it wasn't really necessary at the time, or even an option now. Why would you give up a 2.75% mortgage just to move and then lock in a 6 or 7% rate? That lock-in effect choked resale inventory, it kept prices elevated, and made buyers feel like everything was impossible. But here's the key point that most people miss. That era only works so long as it dominates the behavior of the buyers and sellers in the market. And it doesn't do that anymore, and it's not going to do it any longer. So here's why that milestone matters. As of today, roughly 21% of homeowners right now have a mortgage rate above 6%. Roughly 20% of homeowners have a mortgage rate under 3%. That balance is flipped. And while many homeowners still have mortgage rates that are relatively low, the psychological center of gravity has shifted. Why has that shifted, you ask? Well, that's easy, because new buyers, relocators, and life-driven movers are entering the market at today's rates. This isn't theoretical anymore. This is acceptance. Buyers today, they're no longer asking, should I wait for rates to drop? Buyers instead are asking, does this make sense for my life right now? And when that question replaces the waiting game, the markets move. This might be the most important part of this conversation. Housing decisions don't live on spreadsheets. They live in real lives. Over the last few years, people still got married, families grew, divorces still happen, parents downsized, people passed away, and careers still changed. And what has made all of that possible? Equity has stayed strong despite what the housing market is doing. Household balance sheets are historically healthy. People aren't moving out of panic. People are moving because they can, not because they're being forced into a situation. And that's why inventory isn't flooding back. It's coming back slowly and selectively. And that's exactly how markets will reset without crashing. Now let's bring this home and explain why it matters so much here in Southwest Florida. Southwest Florida is different from many markets. It's different because we're driven by lifestyle migration. New construction plays a bigger role. Many buyers aren't rate sensitive in the traditional sense. So what we're seeing right now, sellers who don't need to sell but choose to. Buyers who accept rates but negotiate harder. Builders filling gaps with incentives and buydowns. This creates a market that feels balanced in some segments, competitive in others, and very unforgiving if pricing or positioning is wrong. This is no longer a market where waiting automatically protects you. Strategy matters more than timing right now. If you're a homeowner and you're thinking about selling in 2026, here's the reality. The biggest advantage that homeowners had over the past several years has been scarcity, and that is slowly eroding, not disappearing, eroding. So, what does this mean? It means pricing precision matters more now than ever. Presentation matters more than ever. Timing relative to competition matters more now than ever. The sellers who win are going to be the sellers who decide to make a move before the inventory builds back up, not after. Waiting for rates to drop and hoping for a flood of buyers to come in, that means you're going to be going to the market with significantly more competition because I guarantee you're not the only one who had that thought. For buyers, this is 100% the best opportunity in the world. Right now, this shift gives you more negotiating power than you've had in years. Not because rates are low, but because acceptance is replacing that paralysis. Buyers are seeing more realistic sellers, slower price growth, negotiation leverage in certain segments. The biggest mistake that I see buyers making right now is waiting for the perfect rate. And instead of waiting for that perfect rate to come around, what they should be doing is looking for the right home and the right structure to get into that home. So here's the big takeaway that I want you to remember. The market didn't turn with a crash. The market turned with acceptance. The line here has been crossed very quietly. And the more that people start to accept the environment, the more that momentum is going to build. And it's going to build faster than anyone expects. If you want help to understand exactly what this shift means for you and your specific situation, whether you're buying, selling, investing, or if you're just trying to make a plan, click the link below and let's have a real conversation. You can schedule a one-on-one consultation with me, and we will build a real plan to help you accomplish your real estate goals for 2026. No pressure, no sales pitch, just clarity. If you found the information in this video helpful, please like the video and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates on what's happening here in Southwest Florida and in the real estate market. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I answer them all, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.